Who is ready for some intuitive and channeled guidance for this week? If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm Anika Ray. I'm a spiritual intuitive. I specialize in soul level guidance. And in this video, we are going to get some intuitively channeled messages, as well as we're going to ground this reading later on with some tarot and oracle cards. In the first part, I'm going to bring out general messages, and in the second part, I've already pre-shuffled and asked the guides to join us. If you're wondering, we always acknowledge, at least in my video, who is here with us. And as I was preparing myself for this session today, I really felt a lot of presence of first Archangel Gabriel, but also divine feminine and a lot of divine feminine aspects. And, just so that you know, I'm sensing a presence of Mother Mary, Isis, Queen Yin, who's in the background. A lot of these are actually my guides that I recognize, but you certainly resonate with that. And it has a lot to do with our heart chakra. Even the crystals that are behind us and the oracle decks were all hand chosen by the intuitively guided messages that I received, and everything is pretty much in that kind of green, yellow energy with the light. So I'm excited. We're going to jump right in. Let's see what the general messages are, and then let's ground it with some tarot and oracle cards. All right, so the first message that I'm getting is, don't be afraid to really truly be who you are, to step into the light, to embrace your power, embrace your light, embrace your truth, because there's something so powerful about you fully expressing yourself and not holding back. Some of you that are watching this had to hold back, maybe even of all of your life. A lot of you are holding back your gifts. Some of you are holding back your truth. It's okay. It is a past life pattern. It has served you in the past because it has kept you safe and secure. But at this point in your life and on your soul's journey, you're ready to be fully yourself. As a matter of fact, the more you start to fully be yourself without reservations, and you could call this authenticity, you can call it something else, but the guides are really saying full-on expression of who you are. That doesn't mean you have to be, and I know some of you maybe are uncomfortable fully stepping into the light. Maybe you need to kind of come out of a spiritual closet. Maybe you need to just come out of, like in your true light or identity. Maybe there's some fear around family. That's what I'm sensing as well, or acceptance, or maybe you have not fully accepted yourself. So if these are the lessons you need to work on, or healing that you desire, the guides are there with you. There's a lot of light and compassion for you, and find that light and compassion for yourself first so you can fully be yourself. What a powerful message. And right away I'm seeing the crystal citrine and carnelian. So I didn't even know this was going to happen, but just giving you heads up, these are the crystals that are showing up, citrine and carnelian. I know carnelian is good for grounding, but citrine is about personal power. Message number 2, your heart is bigger than you really want to give yourself credit for. You are a sensitive. If you, a lot of us kind of identify as an empath. They're not talking about identifying as an empath. They're simply acknowledging the capacity for you to love and accept others, but that is hard for you to do for yourself. So again, if you need to do that, and I'm sorry guys, I have a little cold and allergies that I'm dragging, so if you see me kind of congested, that's what it is. But back to the message, if really that self-love and acceptance is a big piece of your soul's journey. It's a big piece of a lot of our soul's journey, but for you particularly, the ones that are connected to this video, you are an empath, or you want to identify as an empath, but this is about how great your compassion is. They're not trying to put you on a pedestal. They're trying to acknowledge that you do have qualities of compassion and kindness. That's why you're watching this video, and that those are the qualities that can serve you in your purpose. If you're wondering about your purpose may include showing compassion to others, whether you're a healer, a nonprofit, working with children, counseling, some of you are social workers. However you want, if you want to take a traditional role and express that through that, that's fine. But it also is an essence or quality of who you are. You don't have to take a traditional role to prove to others or yourself or to fully express the compassion and love that you have that resonates with your big heart. They do want you to protect your heart chakra at times or to heal it. Bring that love to yourself. We do have crystals behind us. Fluoride is also coming up as well. Check out the crystals that are helpful to heart chakra. Anything that is green or even pink could really help you. And they're also saying using the Saint Germain's like violet flame, using any kind of like healing energy to bring back that into your heart so you can give. Because a lot of times you may feel like you get depleted because you're giving so much. And that can deplete you, energetically. So make sure you are feeding your heart, you're caring for your heart, and that is something the guides are bringing you towards. The third message is actually very spiritual. It does have a lot to do with the ascension. You are on the ascended path, and that path may not look the same as what you originally, they're saying, kind of thought of or imagined or even subscribed to. You may have been used to doing this in a tribe. Some of you are actually drawn to doing this in a tribe, and I see you doing psychedelics like ayahuasca or peyote or whatever it is that you're doing to expand your consciousness, cacao ceremonies. All of these are great, but just know that there is a time when you're going to do that as a group and with your soul tribe. And then there's times when you need to do your own personal growth and spiritual growth. And it'll include some times of solitude. Some of you are not used to the solitude, and some of you are very comfortable with solitude. So find the middle ground. That's what the guides are saying, is there's times when you need to withdraw your energy. And that also include if you're doing spiritual work for others. You may need to limit the number of appointments that you're doing and pull the energy. You need a break energetically. This is not just like, oh, it's a vacation. It's literally pulling your energy and not being so open psychically, intuitively as a healer. And that's going to protect your integrity, your energy, and your sovereignty. That's the message that they really want to leave you with, because boundaries are very important energetically, although they don't want you to close your heart. And you are meant to serve and be that presence of love and light for others and yourself. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this. If this resonated with you, please let me know. Please like, subscribe, share these messages and this content, because it helps me create more. It helps us amplify the energy on the planet and really serve you and others. We're all one, as you know. If you want to learn more and if you need to have some personal support, which I totally understand, that's why I do personal readings. If you need to fill up your cup and you need some healing and some personal guidance, the links will be in the description. And I also teach some classes about soul and Akashic records. So please check those out. The links are again in the description. I'm sending you lots of love and light, my friend. If you're not sticking around for part 2, I will see you in the next video. All right, we're flowing right into part 2. We're going to use the tarot and oracle cards. If you're wondering what decks I'm using, I generally don't put them in the description, but I do mention them throughout the readings. They are in the background. I always put them behind me because that means the guides that are resonated with these decks are also behind us. As we mentioned in the first part of the reading, it is a lot of divine feminine. Archangel Gabriel, though, very, very present throughout this reading. So very clear-cut communication that I'm noticing here. We're going to get some frequencies today, so that's going to be a part of that. If you know my content, I use frequencies, light, crystals, whatever else comes through, channeled messages, light language, because ultimately I'm here as a catalyst, and I don't try to limit the guides as to how they communicate to me and to us. So why don't we start? Actually, they're saying start from the right to left on my side, although I was going to start from the left, but the guides are very clear. The Knight of Swords, right up the tarot cards. It is, listen, these guides are also very funny at times, but Archangel Gabriel is like, cut the BS, like take the BS out of the equation, meaning like the chatter. Sometimes there can be the subliminal chatter, that programming from the past. Also people like judging and throwing, they're saying throwing like energetic like darts at you. I don't know if you're into darts, I am. So maybe that's why they're using this analogy and symbolism. So if anybody's throwing things at you, right, like it's not about sending it back. What they're saying is honor that this is not about you, it's about the other person. Send them love and light. That's what they're saying. Don't take it personal, but also cut it out. You don't have to take it as your part of your story. Some of it is coming from your family. Some it's coming from like the toxic environment of the collective. A lot of like throwing, the guys are literally showing me like this throwing darts match or swords, because this is the sword. So maybe that's why. But throwing swords at each other, like this is not helpful to anyone. So don't come from hate. If somebody's throwing hate at you, you know what Taylor Swift says, haters gonna hate, right? Like, I mean, just like brush it off, but also don't have to take it as your story. And that's what they're saying, that you got to also protect yourself energetically. If this is happening on a regular basis, if this is happening psychically, you know, I mean, do what you got to do, but cut that BS out. The Sun. Oh, this beautiful card. This is also about inner child. There's an inner child in this picture on the horse. I had an encounter with a 5-year-old lately, and it wasn't my 5-year-old. It was a client's 5-year-old, and she kind of awakened my inner child. But the message here is about you stepping into the limelight and bringing your inner child. There's something about your inner child that maybe you've shut down or off, that, you know, you had as a sort of like in the past or in childhood. This experience that I'm sharing with you, that this child, literal physical child, came into my orbit to remind me. And she was very playful. She had a unicorn on her shirt. She was amazing, this little girl. And she reminded me of my 5-year-old or 6-year-old that was creative and wanted to like dance and play and jump as any 5-year or 6-year-old. But I kind of shut that creativity down. And I have a Leo moon, and I am a sun sign, Sag rising, and Leo moon. So I do have a lot of, fire under earth, and I do have some air, but I don't have water. So I do love creativity, and that Leo moon I tend to neglect at times. And so she awakened so much of my creativity. I started to go back and writing, because I love writing and singing and composing, and I love dance. And so I really just got back to that. And I want you to, with this card, the communication is very clear. Awaken that inner child. For you, it doesn't have to be creativity, but it could be, for some of you, very innovative, right? Maybe psychic, maybe it's a healer. Perhaps it is something creative. Perhaps it is, I know like for a lot of you, creativity come in different ways. They're showing me like painting. They're showing me communication, like maybe you're a good storyteller. Whatever it is that's your inner child game, bring it for the ride and step into that authenticity we talked about in the first part. 5 of Cups. Stuff from the past that is haunting us. Well, all is not lost. That's what the guides are saying. I don't know where you are in your cycles, meaning age-wise. Obviously, I'm no spring chicken, as they say. I'm already a mature, I'm a millennial, so if that gives you an indication, early 40s, like, even though I don't look it, but I'm not afraid of my age. However, we have been through the ringer, right? Like, depends on where you are. Even if you're a younger person, I know Gen Z, some of them follow me, and my sisters are Gen Z, so I really honor wherever you are. It doesn't mean anything. Age is just a number. That's why I say wherever you are in cycles. This could be also soul cycles. Like, the 5 of Cups is that disappointment. And the guys want to really reiterate, all is not lost. If you have given up on a dream, if you have given up on a project, all is not lost. bring it back into reality, spruce it up, as they say. Mercury retrograde is just around the corner. Bring back the old, but with a new perspective. That's what they want to really leave us with. There is this new perspective you're not looking at, and they want you to know that. And that brings us to the Magician. Manifest, manifest, manifest. This is really about bringing back that old vision and sprucing it up and launching it back into life, breathing the metaphysical air of aliveness. Let the life force energy invigorate your dreams and desires that you have left behind. I know for me, as I mentioned, it's creativity, creative projects. I love writing. I'm getting back into it, both music, and I'm feeling drawn to going back to the writing a book. And so I love communication. I love art. I love dance. What is it for you? What is it that you left behind that you're still passionate about? It is a part of your soul's purposes. Don't give up on that. Excellent. Now, we are going to move into some oracle cards from Megan Watterson, the Divine Feminine, right? We mentioned Pope Joan, the pontiff of possibilities. The possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. I think this speaks volumes, right? Right away, what I'm sensing is this magician energy again that we just pulled, the alchemist. You are the co-creator with the universe. Please, the guides are saying, like, honor that. You don't even need to know how that looks like and what it really means. Just open yourself up to co-creating with the universe. Bring those dreams back online. Start to really believe in these dreams, okay? I'm going to read from her booklet as well. Pardon me as I turn around and read, first of all, who she is. Pope Joan embodies the truth that all things are possible. According to the popular legend, there was a female pope, oh wow, I didn't even know this, who reigned for 3 years in the 9th century. She was a brilliant, highly educated woman who entered Catholic Church in Rome by cross-dressing as a man so she could be with her lover. Wow. Wow. Intelligent and quick-witted, she rose through the ranks of the church hierarchy and was eventually elected as a pope. Well, somebody needs to make a movie about this. 3 years into her reign, she was in a procession from St. Peter's to the Lateran in a lane once known as Via Sacra, the Sacred Way. Her true sex was dramatically revealed. Well, actually, they did make a movie about this. It was the late movie about the Pope. I believe Ray Fiennes was in the movie, if I'm not mistaken. So, just a correction here, but this is fascinating. Her true sex was dramatically revealed in the middle of the Sacred Way when she gave birth surrounded by a shocked and astounded crowd. One legend says she was killed immediately and buried on the spot where she had given birth. Another says she lived to do penance for her deception. And her son, who became the Bishop of Ostia, had her entombed with honor in his cathedral when she died. Okay, so her name's removed. There's this whole story. Listen, Megan Watterson is an amazing author, and she knows a lot about this. I believe she studied to be religious, like she's a theologian. So the intention here, when your soul selects this card, is we can so easily get caught beneath the glass ceiling of what we think it's possible. But the truth is that everything is possible. It's hard for us to imagine just how much the divine wants for our lives, much more than we could ever hope. Pope Joan reminds us that even if we think that what we want isn't possible, it is. And that's what I was saying. Bring those dreams alive. When there is something our soul wants for us, that will give us more than we think to ask for. So this is a sign for you to trust in what you believe about yourself, your dreams. The soul voice meditation, right? The affirmation is, what helps me remember that all things are still possible for me? It's a question mark, right? What helps me remember that all things are still possible for me? And the intention is the possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. Please, please, please take this to heart, because I am taking it to heart and I hope you do too. We have two other cards from other oracle decks. Well, actually we have 3. I'm going to show you these 2 because they go hand in hand. The light is in you can lead the way, and don't fear change, embrace it and grow. These beautiful cards from the healing spirits. And one of the things that I can tell you right away intuitively what I'm receiving is that there are going to be changes in your life when you fully step into your purpose and your authenticity. It's inevitable because your light will shine brighter, you will amplify everything, and there's going to be transformation both in physical world and within you. That means you may be stepping into a different life altogether and a different timeline. And they're saying not to be afraid of that. Really, really, and sincerely and honestly. And so I'm going to turn around to pick this and see what it says. And the light in you can lead the way. All of us will have to walk through times of shadow in this world if we live long enough, but you have the power to light up even the darkest corners of your mind. That's what I was picking up on, that transformation. You may need to do some healing. You may get triggered. The old patterns can come up, but don't give up on that. And then don't fear the change, embrace it. And that would be the card 34. And that one says, change is a large part of the human journey. And in order to grow, you have to know change at some point. The wise spirits, sages, and masters know that everything in the human world is impermanent and will therefore change. And because of this, they accept transformation. So accept transformation, guys. This is calling you to really step into your purpose, and that's going to bring some more stuff up. Don't be afraid of it. Just know how to handle it. You have the tools at your disposal. If you need guidance and support, you can always reach out to light workers around you and other healers. I do that. Exceeding expectations. I'm going to end it with this one. I soar into excellence. I don't think this needs to get any explanations here from Denise Lynn, the wonderful Denise Lynn. It's a gateway oracle cards. And this is what you're called to. I've been talking about this for a long time in my newsletters, and my guides have been very, very vocal about this exceeding, going beyond limitations, exceeding expectations. You have it in you. This is not about life of perfection. Nobody's here saying that lifetimes are going to be perfect and everything is hunky-dory and this romanticized Neptunian thing that we like to do sometimes. It's not, but you can really find beauty in imperfections, in transformation, in triggering, in you growing and evolving they're showing me a tree of life. You are that tree. You are transforming. You're growing. You're evolving into being you. A lot of us are just not comfortable in being you. See, this is the message that didn't just come from me. It came from Archangel Gabriel, I feel. And I'm going to leave you with some frequencies. 111, again, showing up for us. The angel number 111. Or 1111, right? The change. I'm seeing actually 4 ones, so that equals 4. The change is upon us. It is changing it's not really changing. It's more like you are accepting yourself and therefore changing your life, okay? And I'm seeing 3s, 333. I'm seeing that as unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, and eternal infinite love. And I am seeing 888, which is abundance coming your way if you want to embrace it, because the guides are very, very real. And abundance can be anything. It can be abundance of creativity, abundance of thought, abundance of intention, abundance as money. Embrace all of it. I'm sending you so much love and light. I'm sending it right from my heart to your heart, from your guides into your heart. And I hope that you really enjoyed this. I hope it resonated. If it did, please, again, like, share, subscribe so we can create more content like this. Follow me on socials, if you will. They're all listed in the description. If you need, again, more support, we can do this extended version where I do channeled information for you personally from the guides that show up, and then we can bring out some oracle and tarot cards just like this, but on one-on-one basis. The links will be in the description. Until the next time, my friend, see ya.